Hey everybody, Mr. Allred here, and we've got some more practice problems with rationalizing the denominator. These are a little bit different than the other ones. On the bottom of each one of these denominators we have a binomial, or something similar to a binomial. It's two terms added or subtracted together. And the way we're going to get rid of the root in these is to use a conjugate. So question A here is 5 over 4 plus the square root of x. So the way we're going to eliminate that square root out of the bottom is to use a conjugate, which is 4 minus square root of x. So we use the same statement, but we change the sign in the middle. So if you just multiply by square root of x, then that hits the 4, and you've just kind of moved the square root of round, but it's still in the bottom. But what this does, if you multiply 4 plus square root of x times 4 minus square root of x, if you take into account the full or distributed property, let's see here. The first would be 4 times 4 is 16. The outer would be negative 4 square roots of x. The inner would be plus 4 square roots of x. Those two terms cancel out. And then the last would be minus square root of x squared. And if we look at that, 16 is 16, but the square root of x squared is just x. So 16 minus x. And that's what we'll have on bottom. Okay? So we was able to multiply by the same expression, but change the sign in the middle, and what we did was we created a difference of squares. So we need to multiply by the same thing up top, 4 minus square root of x. Square root of x, sorry. So I just really bring that over, 5 times the quantity of 4 minus the square root of x. There's not much you can do there, but we can say that's 20 minus 5 square roots of x on top, all over 16 minus x. So as I mentioned, when you rationalize, usually you make one part of the fraction look better, but usually you also make another part look worse. Okay. Question B here, there's no x, but it is 7 over square root of 3 minus 2. So we're going to use the same practice. We're going to multiply square root of 3 minus 2 by square root of 3 plus 2. And let's follow that through the bottom to make sure it works. So again, first would be square root of 3 times square root of 3, which would be square root of 9. Outer would be plus 2 square roots of 3. Inner would be minus 2 square roots of 3. Again, those two middle terms cancel out. That's what a conjugate does for you. Sorry. And then the last term will be negative 2 times positive 2, so it'll be minus 4. So this bottom part looks like 3 minus 4, or negative 1. And we'll probably do a little bit more with that in a minute. Okay. The top, we're going to have to multiply the 7 by square root of 3 plus 2 as well. So that's 7 times square root of 3 plus 2. We can distribute that. I'm just going to carry it over and distribute it. So that's 7 square roots of 3 plus 14. And to save myself a little bit of work, remember the bottom of this was negative 1. Hold on, my computer's catching up here, I hope. There we go. So after we multiplied the top and bottom, we ended up with 7 square roots of 3 plus 14 all over negative 1. Well, we can divide by that negative 1 and just get rid of the denominator. So it'll be a negative 7 square root of 3 minus 14. Okay. And then in this case, we did make things a lot better because we don't even have a denominator now. That's kind of a special one, though. All right. Thank you.